All right, today we're going to go ahead and continue with our awesome skill. You have a quiz tomorrow dealing with your slope and slope-intercept form. Slope, remember, we've just been practicing that. Slope-intercept form is the new information, and you're going to be awesome with this. So again, you have your electrician worksheet in front of you. You're going to have to use a separate piece of paper or the back of the worksheet for your work here, because again, there's not enough room. So let's go ahead and try. We'll just do problem number 1. So again, the first section, all you're going to do is move the x and then divide. But if you notice, there's a few just a little bit more complicated, and I will talk about those in just a moment. So number 1, let's go ahead and practice that. Let's move the x by adding both sides. Remember, you are not allowed to combine these. So you have 3y is equal to 6x subtract 9. Finish it off, divide everything by 3. So y is equal to a simple 2x and then a subtract 3. So looking at my answers, I'm looking for a 2x subtract 3, which is letter U. Now remember, you don't have to graph this at all, so you're just going to stop there. At the bottom, for problem number 1, you're going to put letter U. All right, let's try a number 4. Remember, if you want to, put a little 1 there. So you're going to move the x. Oh, look, they're trying to trick you. Move the x. Not the first item, move the x. So subtract 1x on both sides. 2y is equal to negative 1x. Add 14. And then again, I'm going to divide by my 2. So y is equal to a negative 1/2 x, and then add 7. Looking at my answers, letter Y. Give you a moment to catch up before I talk about the complicated problems, and then I'll help you with a little bit of the graphing on the bottom section. All right, starting on number 5. In order to do this problem, you need to move the 8 first. So how are we going to move a subtract 8? Let's go ahead and add 8 on both sides. So put a little small note there on problem number 5. You can put a 1 in front of the x, and then you got to move that 8. All right, look at number 6. If you notice, the x has already been moved, but this one, again, they're making it a little bit more complicated, so you need to move the 18 by subtracting and then divide. So put a little note there, move the 18, then divide. Number 7 looks a little bit normal. Number 8, a little bit more complicated. We're still going to move the x, so you're going to subtract a 1x on both sides, but if you notice, you already have an 8x. So an 8x subtract a 1x is going to give you a 7x, then divide. Number 9, the most complicated one, a little bit of auditory help. Distributive property. Move the number first, then move your x, then divide. One more time. Distributive property on number 9. Move the number, move the x, then divide. All right, let's look at number 10. Again, not enough room to do all the solving, so you can do solving on a separate piece of paper or on the back of the worksheet, and then we'll come back to graph it here. Notice how you're going to graph number 10 and 12 on the same grid. All right, so let's see here. I'll just bring it to the side like probably you're going to be doing. 2x subtract 1y equals negative 1. Move the x. Negative 1y is equal to a negative 2x. Subtract a 1. Divide everything by negative 1. Y is equal to a positive 2x, and then a positive 1. But in order to graph it, I need my slope, which is rise over run, and then my b, which is 1. So again, this tells me, starting on the y-axis, find a positive 1. So here's in the center, y-axis positive 1. And then my slope is up 2. So up 1, 2, right 1. Up 1, 2, right 1. If you want to try the backwards thinking again, that's down 1, 2, left 1. Down 1, 2, left 1. Go ahead and take your straight edge, connect it. And mine's crossed off a little bit, but that looks like it's a letter O. So again, we'll practice again by putting the original equation, 2x subtract 1y equals -1, near the line. On number 11, the hint is to move the 12 first, then move the x, then divide. All right, number 13. Oh, first step is distributive property. So I'm going to do the distributive property and put it over here fresh. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times -1 is -3 equals 2x. Subtract y. Now this is a really weird one. What if I switch sides? So what if I put my 2x subtract y here on the left? Because remember, you want y equals on the left side. Then I've got a 3x subtract 3 on the right side. A little 1 in front of my y. Now if I do that, I think I can move my 2x by subtracting. So this gives me a -1y is equal to a 1x subtract a 3. Ooh, I'm almost there. Divide now. Divide by -1. Y is equal to a 1 divided by a -1 is a -1x. Or you can just say -x. And then a -3 divided by -1 is a +3. So my m is going to be, the slope is going to be -1 over 1. And my y-intercept is 3. So starting on your y-axis, find 0, 1, 2, 3. And then my slope is down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1. Down 1, right 1. Practicing backwards, up 1, left 1. Up 1, left 1. I've seen students who have put dots all the way across. That's not really required, but it can be helpful. If you do it correctly, it should pass through letter L. Beautiful. Again, let me put my equation somewhere there, which is the original. All right, looks like I got one more to help you with, number 15. Sorry, back to number 12. Hint is move the 20, divide. Number 14, move the 1. Ooh, no, switch sides. That's what it is. Switch sides, move the 8, then divide. Number 15 is a little bit more basic, but wanted to focus on this one because it had the 0. And for whatever reason, again, some students just really don't focus well when it's the 0 there. So I subtract 9x on both sides. 18y is equal to -9x. I don't really need my 0 there. Divide by 18. Y is equal to, it's going to be a negative. 9 and 18 can both be divided by 9, so it's -1 over 2x. So my m, my slope is -1 over 2. And my b is really that 0 that I had at the beginning, because there's nothing that was there. So my starting point, again, is at the origin. Down 1, right 2. Down 1, right 2. Letter S. Backwards again. Up 1, left 2. Up 1, left 2. Letter S. 9x plus 18y equals 0. All right, so again, try your best to finish whatever you can in class and be awesome.